Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude and I'm here to review the SpongeBob episode Pineapple Fever, requested by Riley Bevan. So this episode is about when there is a huge thunderstorm coming, so SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward are all stuck inside SpongeBob's pineapple due to this thunderstorm. So SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, they do stuff inside SpongeBob's home until the storm goes away. So in my opinion, this is a solid SpongeBob episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun premise. The plot is definitely very basic, but the creators did a little something creative with it. I really enjoy SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward being stuck inside SpongeBob's home because I've always wanted an episode where they're all stuck inside SpongeBob's home. And I thought I did a pretty good job of using the basic elements of having the three of them in SpongeBob's home. Plenty of funny moments for me to laugh at in the episode. The writing is good, and it's fun to see what SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward are doing. Like, for example, there's this hilarious scene where they're playing tic-tac-toe. There was a scene where Patrick couldn't figure out where the last piece of the puzzle went, and it went to the point where he turned old and couldn't hear anything. That scene was really random. Like, what the just what did I watch in that scene? Patrick is thinking so hard he turned old. Like, oh my gosh, that scene was so random, but it was so unexpected that I laughed so hard watching it. I just thought the writers did a really good job of making something fun with the episode as a whole. Now, my only flaws with Pineapple Fever would be that a few scenes were really dragged. And there is the biggest flaw I have with the episode. Everyone's got to know what it is. It is that 30-second bullshit filler with SpongeBob just saying the same things. We could play tic-tac-toe, or drink hot cocoa, or watch TV, and play some jigsaw puzzle, and drink some hot cocoa. It was a 30-second scene of SpongeBob saying the same old shit, which was so unnecessary. Like, what made the writers think that one scene would be hilarious? It's not hilarious. It's annoying as fuck. And it's just a huge filler. This is a fun episode overall, in my opinion. I really enjoyed SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward being inside SpongeBob's home during this bad storm. There were funny moments. The ending was funny. Pineapple Fever, I liked it. So I give it a 7 out of 10. Now I'm here to review Chum Caverns, requested by Riley Bevan. So this episode is about Plankton finding this underground cave, so he turns it into the Chum Caverns, well, where he steals Mr. Krabs' customers. The customers really enjoy the chum. Plankton has cave dwellers working for him. And as usual, Mr. Krabs and Plankton have their big arguments with one another. So Chum Caverns, in my opinion, is one of my favorite SpongeBob episodes. I love this episode. And I actually gotta say, it's one of the best Plankton episodes I've ever seen. Now, yes, it's the same old Plankton's trying to steal the formula, and Mr. Krabs and Plankton having their arguments, Plankton stealing Mr. Krabs' customers, but I just thought it was handled so well. I love this episode because we've seen Plankton have all these ideas, but the idea of him actually having his own restaurant in an underground cave was really creative. This episode, in my opinion, is laugh out loud funny from start to finish. Not only is it funny, and not only is the whole premise with Plankton having his own restaurant and the underground cave is creative, but I enjoyed how you get more of that Mr. Krabs Plankton bond, especially towards the end where they get stuck deep beneath the cave together with no way out. It was kind of heartfelt, I guess you could say, but it was also really funny. Especially when Mr. Krabs and Plankton were worried they were going to be stuck together forever, and Mr. Krabs is all like, comfort me. Just funny things like that in this episode really stick out to me. The storyline is very well written. The pacing is perfect. I have no problem with the pacing of this episode. None of the moments felt too dragged or felt like it was rushed. It was just top notch to me. And I also really enjoy the cave dwellers. I find it ironic how Plankton was able to order those cave dwellers to work for him. I guess you could say kind of like his slaves. Patrick's small role in the episode as well is hilarious. I really loved how he was just talking with his mouth full and the chum is coming out of his mouth and landing on SpongeBob's eyeballs. And I also thought the ending was very funny. Everything about the episode is well written, very funny, well paced. It keeps me entertained from start to finish. I honestly have nothing wrong with Chum Caverns. I give this episode a 10 out of 10. Those cave dwellers are screaming, yay. I am 22 Tiger Dude. Don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!